Okay.
And and this conditioning starts, I think, um, at a pretty young age of some people. The conditioning starts with
Mm,
the perhaps at a young age, maybe in school.
mm,
Okay, so if your if your group of friends don't think that you're in with them because you're not
mm,
cheating with them, okay, you're not
mm,
cheating with them, you're not cutting classes with them, then in the impressionable mind of the child, maybe this is what I should be doing, cutting classes and bullying others as well.
mm,
And until now, it's present, even in adults. Okay, it's a bit
yes, yeah.
present, particularly it's very visible in the systems around us. Okay, in the systems
Mm,
that have been built around us, particularly in government agencies, even in work politics. Okay, even in the workplace, it's rampant. It's very present
mm,
because there's just so much inauthenticity, and people do this because it comes from the mentality of lack. I might not
mm.
have other friends,
Yeah.
right? Lack.
Mm,
I might not earn enough money if I don't befriend these people who have been violating laws. Perhaps I should violate the laws with them so I could also earn money from them. I've seen a lot of people, particularly
uh-huh.
during election, okay, it's rampant how people, candidates would give money to the to the constituents. 500 pesos,
Oo.
500 pesos regularly yun pagka may election.
Talaga?
Oh, yes, yes. I'm a personal witness to it. Some of my friends are proudly talking about it, to which I
Okay.
just keep quiet, you know. I keep quiet
Uh-huh.
in a way because I need to also respect the readiness to hear whatever it is that I'm
Mm.
going to say, you know. And and it's saddening. In a sense, saddening in a sense. But now we're not saying that the people who are hustling, faking it until they make it, are bad people. They're
Mm.
not bad people. They are who they are in the level of their consciousness, in the level of their awareness. And I think we're having these kinds of talk, and we are broadcasting it to listeners so that we could actually invite more people to higher their level of consciousness in a way that will perhaps when they listen to us, they will be able to
Mm.
recognize that they have a choice and that they don't necessarily have to be a victim of their ego, of their own
Mm.
desires, right?
Mm.
That
So, yeah, I have a question, June.
mm,
So, how do we stop identifying with our egos if we're always distracted by it, or if we're always drawn to it and it's the role we always play every day? Especially the conditioning starts early for most of us. How do we realize that we are not our egos? How do we shift from an observer perspective only to our egos so we can make way or we can listen more to our higher selves or higher consciousness better?
um, my favorite teachers, Eckhart
Mm,
Tolle, Gary Zukav, Alan Watts,
mm-hmm,
Ramdas. Okay,
mm-hmm.
their their advice is really what you call it, so deep and powerful, yet so simple. Be
Mm,
present here now,
okay.
and there's so much wisdom in it. When we say be present here and now, they are inviting us to be still, to let our consciousness arise. And this is achieved by acknowledging, I think, first that you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the
Mhm.
thoughts, you are not the
Mhm.
emotions.
Mhm.
You are your soul, and
Mhm.
you are divinity inside. I always recite that, by the way, whenever I feel as if there are a lot of things going on inside my head, and then
Mhm.
there are a lot of places that my body wants to be in.
Mhm.
Okay, at a particular time,
Mhm.
I want to be here, and I also want to be
Uh-uh.
there. Okay,
Uh-uh.
you know, right? You're in school, probably you have brought your daughter to the school, and the
Mhm.
next thought you have is, I want to be home, I want to be home, while you're walking away,
Uh-huh.
from school. But there's power in simply being still and feeling your consciousness, because consciousness is not something you understand mentally. It is something that you have to experience for yourself, so you know that
Mhm.
it is higher than your ego and higher than your body. And to disidentify to the ego, the first thing to acknowledge is that I am not the mind, I am not the body,
Mhm.
I am not my thoughts, I am not my emotions. And there's power in that, that you're able to put a space between your body, pain body, and mind. And then the consciousness is here, observing the mind and the body.